And I know, and you know, and we all know, it knows that's that smell. It smells so well, my nose.
Hi guys, I'm here with a candle review of probably one of my favorite candles of all time, definitely my favorite Yankee Candle of all time, and it is Patchouli. Probably from my other videos, you guys know by now that I am a patch head. I love patchouli, and I've been purchasing the scent patchouli from Yankee Candle for many, many years. Actually, we all have our own experiences with Yankee, and I will admit that over the years it has gotten better, then it's kind of fizzled out for a little bit, and then now I've noticed over the past couple of years it's kind of picked back up again and kind of reminding me of what it used to be, so that's good. This scent has always been a part of the regular line. At one time, Yankee Candle claimed that it was one of their best-selling candles, or best-selling scents, I should say. And that definitely has changed over the past, I would say, 4 or 5 years. Just talking with different representatives and stuff, I have found out that this scent has considerably decreased in sales, unfortunately. And I noticed a lot more negative talk about patchouli in general. I'm not sure why, but yeah, more and more people just do not like the scent of patchouli. I particularly love it. I know there are some other people out there that really like it too, so that's good. But now it is not part of their regular, it's part of their, like, it's not with a special collection or season, but what it is it's just an online exclusive. So I guess it is kind of a regular scent, but you can't just go into the store and buy it. That's what I meant to say before. I used to just go to my Yankee Candle outlet, or not even the outlet, just a regular store, and purchase this candle whenever I wanted to. And I could go into any store and purchase it. It was one that was always there. It was usually right around like the Midsummer's Night areas where it usually was. It is in that category. It's like a dark scent. They're calling it, the category is fresh, which I think is kind of misleading because it definitely does not smell fresh. The only thing that smells fresh about it is, the fact that patchouli is derived from leaves. So, you might consider leafy greens to be fresh, I guess, but this scent has a scent all of its own. It is probably one of the most unique patchouli scents that I've ever smelled, and, I'm very familiar with patchouli scents. I have many, many perfumes, oils, colognes, perfumes, like I said. I have many candles and a lot of other wax melts and stuff, and I've just always totally adored this scent. This is just totally, my scent. If I had to come up with a scent to describe me, it would be patchouli, definitely. So they used to have a description for it that was a little bit more detailed. Nowadays, I can't really find a detailed description of it, but I do remember that they used to call it spicy, they used to call it sweet, or they used to have the word sweetness in the description. I can't remember if it was derived from vanilla or not. It's possible, because I do get like a creamy sweetness from this sometimes. And then I know they also had the word woody in the scent description, and that makes sense because the scent patchouli just has naturally a woody characteristic to it. But I would say the main scent you're getting it from Yankee's patchouli is definitely a very earthy. Earthy is definitely the best way to describe patchouli anyways, but this is a very earthy scent. It's spicy, I would say exotic. That's another good word to describe the scent. But to put it in words, it really is hard to put patchouli in words. It's one of those scents where you have to smell it and just determine if you like it or not. From my experience, it's one of those scents that people either love or hate. It's rarely where it's like in between. So back to this particular one. This is the large jar, the 22 ounce. Overall, I would say that this is the size that I normally purchase. I think I have gotten the 2-wick large tumbler before a couple times, but normally I just buy this large 22 ounce jar every time I buy this. And then of course I always buy the tarts as well, which are right next to the jars, you can see. And talking about the tarts compared to the candle, the scent is pretty much the same, but it's more intense, it's more realistic, because the tarts definitely are a much more even scent. They don't get affected by, the wick or the heat and everything. And they're definitely stronger and they throw away better, in my opinion. So I do prefer the tarts over the candle, but I do still love the candle. From Yankee, it's pretty rare for me to say that I love one of their candles. I like a lot of their tarts, but the candle Patchouli wins out all the time for me. So it's the hard paraffin wax, Single-wick. The color is, it might be kind of hard to tell here and then plus with my lighting, but this is, if you haven't seen it before, you can kind of see on the Tart, it's like a dark teal green color. I really like the color. It's very unique. It's not just a straight up green. It's not just a straight up teal. It's kind of like a cross between an emerald and a dark teal green kind of. And it's kind of like an ashy kind of a color. It's kind of it's not like a crisp bright color. It's kind of a dull, darker kind of a color, which is kind of interesting. Where to purchase this? The only place you're going to be able to find this nowadays is going to be on the Yankee website. Like I said, it's an online exclusive only, unfortunately. Which is very sad because I have a lot of memories of just going into any Yankee store and being able to purchase this candle whenever I wanted to, actually. So that has changed and kind of, I'm going to have to get used to that. That just happened too, I think, over the last, they just made that decision over the past 6 months, I believe, from what I heard. So I would say that this is probably my 6th burn. And I know that might sound, those of you who know Yankee Candles know that might sound, pretty unbelievable because Yankee Candles burn forever. They last for a very, very long time. But when I light my candle, I usually do let it burn for, no joke, probably 18 hours straight. Basically if I'm off of work, I light it and it stays lit, pretty much until I go to work the next day, actually, so, to be honest. So, yeah, it stays lit for quite a long time. So, yeah, I would say that this is probably the 6th burn. As you can see, just on the side of the jar here, it burns very, very clean. The wax pool, for Yankee, this is a pretty decent wax pool. I would say it's probably about 1/2 inch solid wax pool. I do have illumi-lid I've been using. I'll take it off for this review. I always use illumi-lids, especially with Yankee. I actually like illumi-lids with any candle because I think that the whole concept just totally makes sense. But for Yankee, I feel like it's kind of a necessity, which, is kind of sad in the scheme of things, but whatever. Oh yeah, now that I took the illumi-lid off, that helped the flickering of the wick. Can you see that? The only problem is if I keep the illumi-lid off, there's a chance that it's in a tunnel, but for the review, I'm going to leave it off. It looks prettier. Then we can kind of get a little bit of a dancing, flame there. But anyways, so you can see the size of the wick is pretty decent. Not like trimming my Yankee wicks, and you can see the wax pool's decent. I know some people do. I just personally don't. To each their own. So, and absolutely no problems with the burn at all. I can't speak for how it's going to burn for everyone. I highly suggest an illumi-lid. I feel like that's kind of like the key for a good performing Yankee candle. The throw on this one has been up and down like a lot of Yankees are. I would say about this far into it, I was getting just kind of like a light throw. And then when I got down here, it was more like a medium. And then in this range where it's at right now, there was some really dark marbling I noticed in the wax, and it's more like a medium throw right now. So it's doing pretty good, so I'm not complaining. Absolutely love this scent. Totally adore this scent. Here's a close-up of a Tart. And it's kind of got pictures of like the whole ancient lamps and stuff, and kind of a unique graphics there. And like I said, the wax is like a kind of like a dusky teal green color. Okay, and then over here I just have a couple of my patchouli oils just to show you that the oil, I do collect patchouli oils. Pretty good viscosity, dark oil, very rich scent, very rich scent. This one right here, as you can see, is very, very dark. I mean, that's like, almost looks like molasses. So it just goes to show how dark and rich the scent of patchouli really can be. Not for everyone, but people that like it love it usually, and I am a very big fan. This candle, let's see, I have a little review format sheet here that I go through when I do candle reviews. And is this a repurchase? Absolutely. Always and forever, I will always repurchase this as long as it's available. To me, other candle companies and wax companies need to take note of this patchouli scent from Yankee. I really feel like it is one of a kind, super unique. That brings me to another category on this sheet where it says reminds me of, or what's it comparable to. And I honestly cannot say anything else from another candle company or wax company that this reminds me of. This is a very unique patchouli, very authentic, very sweet, spicy, and exotic, and mainly, like I said before, earthy. It's all of those things. It's just absolutely my favorite. Beautiful. Cannot be without it. Price. Regularly, this is the large jar, so it's regularly $27.99. But I recently purchased the buy one, get one large jar free. So if you do the math like that, that would be half of that. So, that's not that too terribly bad. Let's see. I think that's pretty much everything. The room that I melted this in was my bedroom, which is just like a pretty small bedroom, I would say. I don't know if I want to say average because it is a smaller room, probably 18 feet by 10 feet bedroom, so or a smaller bedroom, I guess I would say. And like I said, right now it's throwing about medium. It's about down to here, so no complaints from me. I will repurchase this, like I said. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this patchouli scent from Yankee. From what the reps have told me, this used to be one of Yankee's best sellers, and all of a sudden it's only an online exclusive. And I guess I shouldn't complain. At least they still have the scent around. I mean, there's a lot of scents that have disappeared over the years completely. At least this one is still available. Very inspiring scent for me. So yeah, subscribe if you guys haven't. Thumbs up, and smell well.